If my expert is charging me $10,000 to come into court and testify on your behalf, why is it important that I have my expert tell the jury how much money he's getting for his time in court? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you the answer to this question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, so let's say you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he violated the basic standards of medical care, causing you significant harm and injury. And now your doctor denies all of your allegations, which means your case is likely going all the way to trial. So now, 2 or 3 years down the road, your case finally comes up for trial. And we have to go ahead and put on our medical experts in order to show that we are slightly more likely right than wrong than what we are claiming is true. So now when I put on my medical expert to go ahead and tell the jury why we believe we are more likely right than wrong, a series of questions that I'm going to ask the doctor involved. Doctor, have you reviewed all the records in this case? Yes, I have. And doctor, are you being compensated for your time here in court away from your medical practice? Yes, I am. And in addition to the time that you are charging for being here in court away from your practice, have you also spent time reviewing the medical records in this case? Yes, I have. And have you already been paid by my office for the time that you spent to review those records? Yes, I have. Now, doctor, tell the jury how much time you have spent on this case up until now. And doctor, how much are you being paid for the time in court away from your practice? Why is it important for the jury to know the fact that this doctor is being compensated for his time? And more importantly, why is it important for them to know how much money he's getting? Because if I don't ask him those questions, my opponent is certainly going to do it. And the way he's going to do it is he's going to try and expose to the jury that this doctor is earning not just money to come in and testify, but he's earning an exorbitant amount of money. If I don't ask my expert those questions about how much the doctor is getting paid for coming in to testify for his time, guess what? My opponent is going to do the same exact thing, but he's going to make it sound as if this is some evil, that the doctor is being paid for his time. Like, heaven forbid, he should be compensated for taking time away from his practice, taking time away from his family, to review these records and come into court and give an opinion about the records he reviewed and give conclusions about the records that he reviewed. He's going to make it seem as if this is outrageous, and he's going to exploit it and explode that information. So if I don't ask him about how much he's being paid, here's what happens. Now, the defense attorney gets up to cross-examine my expert. Doctor, you're here today because Mr. Oginski asked you to do that, right? Yes. You're not here today giving opinions voluntarily, are you? Well, he's asked me to come in. Doctor, you didn't do this as a charity case, did you? Well, no. You're being paid by Mr. Oginski and his law firm, isn't that true? Yes. And in fact, you were already paid for reviewing these records, isn't that right? Yes. And you spent X number of hours reviewing these records, isn't that true? Yes. Doctor, how many hours did you actually spend reviewing these records? Oh, I spent 10 hours reviewing these records. And in addition to that, did you also spend time with Mr. Oginski talking about your opinions and conclusions? Yes, I did. And how long did you do that? Oh, we spent about an hour. And where did you do that? Oh, we met at a diner and we talked about this. Really? You had to go to a diner to meet him to talk about this? Yes. You couldn't have done it on the phone? No. So now he's going to continue this line of questioning, and now he's going to say, Doctor, separate and apart from the money that you already earned from Mr. Oginski, which is already in the thousands and thousands of dollars, are you being paid to come into court and testify? The correct answer to that question is, I'm not being paid to come in and testify. I am being paid to compensate me for my time away from my medical practice and away from my family. All right, doctor, how much are you being paid? Now the doctor's going to tell him. And if it turns out that it's an exorbitant amount of money, whether it's $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, if I have not brought this information out to begin with, now the jury is going to be shocked. Why? Because if a doctor is charging, let's say, $15,000 to come into court for a day of testimony, or even half a day, they've got to be thinking, how is that possible? How could the doctor be charging such an outrageous amount of money? For most of the people on the jury, it would take them so long a period of time to earn that amount of money that now here the doctor is making it in just one single day? That's outrageous. And if they are already predisposed to finding in favor of the other party simply because they don't think doctors are being truthful or that doctors might earn too much money, guess what? Now they're going to be shocked out of their minds that this doctor is charging and getting paid such an exorbitant amount of money. So it is my goal at the very beginning to go ahead and have my medical expert tell the jury how much money he's earning and then explain to the jury why, if he wasn't in court, he could be earning twice or 3 times as much seeing patients in his office or performing surgeries to help other patients, but instead he's here in court, helping the jury understand the concepts in this case. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what really goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I do understand you're likely watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, and you have not yet started a lawsuit, but are thinking of doing so, but still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207, or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.